Hello and welcome to the first test of the People's Audit. First, I have to admit, this is not an original idea. I stole this idea from Jon Stewart. He did a segment on The Daily Show, and when we do the show live, I will actually play that clip. The People's Audit is all about us voicing our opinions on what's going on in local and in national politics, about us letting our voice be heard. I've got the infrastructure and I have the ability to bring people on to voice their concerns. What we will do with the People's Audit is we will have three people who will come on. I will have my say at the beginning, like right now, and then the first person will present their audit, which will be audit 001. And then the next person will present their audit, which will be audit 002. And then we will have audit 003. The idea is to talk about things like Muscat Elon, Muskrat Elon, to talk about the GOP and how they want no more town halls, to talk about the United States Marshal Service being used to enforce what Muskrat Elon is doing, to talk about what the Democrats did today and what the Democrats need to do. Let's talk about them ignoring court orders. Let's talk about them not paying attention to what the court says anymore. And the enforcement mechanism for the courts is the U.S. Marshal. So, my number one thing that I will bring up on the first episode of the People's Audit is our courts need to start holding people in contempt of court. They need to start demanding that they appear before their court to explain why they're doing what they're doing and why they're ignoring court orders. For that to happen, the U.S. Marshal Service has to go and round up people who ignore court orders when they're held in contempt. Will that still happen? Will they still go out there and do it? That's something that needs to be discussed, and it needs to be discussed by the talking heads out there right now on television. None of them will discuss that. I also need to talk about the 10 Democrats, the 10 who voted along with Republicans to censure Al Green. Come on. That's ridiculous. And that is something that should not happen. That just proves we don't have real Democratic leadership. We can say over and over that we don't have Democratic leadership, but it's time for leaders to rise. And the People's Audit is a way that those people can rise. Shoot me an email at theclintpodcast@gmail.com. Yes, shoot me an email if you want to be a part of the show. Contact us at theclintpodcast@gmail.com. I'm trying to get the banner up, and this is why we do a test run, is so that we can see what doesn't work, and now I've got it working. So contact us at theclintpodcast@gmail.com. I'll send you a link, and you can come on the show with me. Like I said, I have the infrastructure. You can come on the show with me, and you can be a part of the opposition to all that's going on in Washington right now. And this is an opportunity to raise your voice and be a part of the People's Audit. This has been our first test, and I will come back online soon with another test, hopefully with another person to speak up and present their audit of local and national politics. This has been the first test of the People's Audit.